spoilers ahead. You have been warned, my pretties.
What's up guys, I'm Poir and welcome to the strongest build in the game. So what name more fitting than SUSANOO? And we'll make a SUSANOO for Neo 3 as well, don't worry. So if you enjoyed the build, smash that like button. Giga Tips video will be soon, which is for normal players, but you know, these builds are for the gods. So anyways, let's begin. Now I'm going to explain the build first before giving you all the details. Basically, there is a broken spell in the game that auto-dodges everything Ethereal Form. Example, these goblin dudes, I just suck at dodging them, they're always too slow. But with the spell, Ethereal Form, I can easily dodge them infinitely. Because with the liquidity on the skill tree, you get Skyborn Might back on certain dodge spells, and this only costs 1 Skyborn Might, so it basically refreshes itself. And this works on every freaking attack, spell, and against all bosses. Even grab attacks, so you're basically immortal. And funny enough, it can even dodge traps, which is crazy. And all you do is just spam triangle or Y on Xbox if the enemy is attacking. Combine that with the clashes of 2-Cat, means you can be turbo aggressive and use a spell whenever the boss does a non-clashable attack. And since you're never getting hit, you can take the most riskiest damage pendants and runes for maximum damage, on top of being above 90% madness for even more damage. So maximum damage and immortal, aka SUSANOO, best build in the game. Now you can take this further by buffing yourself with the endgame bubble shield spell, so if you do somehow get hit, that's also going to tank the damage for you. But obviously that is much later on, having to beat the Dragon Emperor in Worship's Rise. But with the Ethereal Form, you can get it fairly early if you speedrun. Actually, you can get it before Cloud Frost and Forest area in this location here in Mount Zhenwu. And if you're wondering, yes, Dark Frost Edge has the exact same effect, which has gotten even earlier, but that's a different build. Now, this is probably all going to get nerfed, so abuse it while you can. And if you want to enjoy the game as intended, don't use this spell. You can still copy everything else and still have an OP 2-Cat build. But if you're ever stuck, I mean, just slap this on any build, and beat whatever was blocking you, Omega Kek. But even without the spell against humans, again, this 2-Cat build still demolishes them. So even if it is nerfed, the build is still intact, especially if you use Eternal Sovereignty, the Deluxe Edition dual swords, as the main unique skill is super fast and has Clash in all of its attacks, plus the follow-ups. But don't worry, other 2-Cats are fine if you don't have this, as the Charge Attack Strong Attack for 2-Cats, which is better from the tree, also clashes and is very fast to break humanoids' backs easily. And yeah, you're basically immortal either way versus humans by combining those back and forth, especially if you add the Leech Temper Arm buff on top to get health back on every hit, or Corruption or Blight specifically so you can deal damage over time while you spam your Ethereal Form. We get health back from the Blade Master skill, which buffs your 2-Cats to be faster and also gets your health on top of doing clashes. So that's why you don't really need the Life Leech, at least against human enemies. But you're going to need madness, so to get your madness high, make sure to invoke items. I recommend the Feather Pearl. This is an easy way to increase your madness, so your damage and effects can be active frequently. And I mean, the Revenant that spawns if you die doesn't matter, right? At this point in the game, you're just going to be able to kill him really easily, so yeah. Just remember to always have your Blade Master skill buff up though, it's essential for more damage and health gain during clashes. Don't forget. Okay, so build. As said, Eternal Sovereignty, you need the Deluxe Edition for these, or yeah, just use any 2-Cats. The Twin Bandits are nice since you have Deflect, which can gain you Skyborn Might to then use with Ethereal Form, or to speed up your charge attack. Just remember to get the Deflect skill on the tree. And the Twin Bandits are found here in Cloud Frost area. The Firearm Blades are also good for nice evasion, pew pew, and those are found here, just before the Big Bird Boss Mama. And the last option is the Scissor one by beating Fang Ling Boss at the end of the Cloud Frost area. These have a spammable attack, but be careful not to go below 1 might, so you can still use Ethereal Form. Second weapon is always going to be the one-handed swords, to combine with the skill Binding Time. This builds up Skyborn Might over time, which combined with Unbroken Focus, lets you never decay below 3 by wielding the one-handed sword, since Skyborn Might does decay over time. So you want to swap to this when you're just running around or just AFK to build up Skyborn Might passively, and when you're ready to engage the enemy, simply click the left thumbstick to quick swap to your 2-Cats and use a skill at the same time. For the tree, I'm not going to go over every single thing. I'm just going to show you the full view of the tree and some notables. But get to Unmatched and Swift Warrior ASAP if you're using 2 cats, and then immediately head to the left side of the tree as you want as much Skyborn Might as possible, as well as obviously be able to upgrade your flask. And you want to go all the way to Skyborn Call 3. After that, go back to the Dual Blade tree and get Wavebreaker, Mighty Combination, and Leaf Slasher. And obviously get the nodes to get the upgrades for your 2 cats as well. After that, you want Blade Master with the variant level 2, and for the rest, it's mostly stat gain along with more upgrades for your flask and stuff on the left side of the tree. And obviously you want the Bone Needles to get the effects like Leech, Corruption, and stuff like that, as well as the charge amounts for more arm uses. And if you're new and you don't want to know what I'm talking about, don't worry, subscribe and watch my upcoming Giga Tips video where I explain all the basics for you guys. But yeah, here is the zoomed out version of the skill tree. Just copy it, I guess. And once you've gotten all the points that I have on a tree, which is optimized, then it's up to you what to do. You can invest into more strength and agility, mostly agility, to scale your 2 cat damage, as well as more vitality and endurance to live longer and have more stamina. For pendants, for the general purpose setup, Dragonfish, Tiger Pendant, and then either Coiled Dragon, Twin Infant, or Lifesteal Pendant are going to be your go-tos. I'll show the location for all this stuff at the end. For the Turbo Damage Glass Cannon setup, you want Dragonling, Tigreliz, and Tiger Pendant. You'll get 1 or 2 shot, but you'll do better damage. Anyways, spells, Ethereal Form, obviously, but make sure it's on your main spell slot, so you only need to spam triangle/Y to use it, rather than having to use like triangle plus left trigger or something like that, right? And then you want Echo of Zhang, which is gotten from beating the Dragon Emperor in late game, basically protection bubble from Elden Ring. And if you want, you can throw in Divine Might and Divine Ward, which Divine Ward is nice with Clash, so you can stay at full HP often to reduce the damage. Again, I'll show the footage of these at the end, although I don't have footage of Zhang, so you're gonna have to look that up yourself. But lastly, Benedictions. You have 2 routes to take, which if you want, you can just use 2 cats in each weapon slot, so you can have 1 build for bosses and then 1 for general play. The uber damage one should only be used versus bosses, as you don't want to be dying and wasting time running all the way back just because you got hit by a rock or something. Now, I haven't had a time to perfectly test everything here, but the general setup I'm using is this. In the first slot, Wave Vitality Force or Blocking Clash. In the second slot, Lethal Might is OP since it lets you spam your Fearless Cleave for Eternal Sovereignty, which will usually kill weak enemies in 1 hit, which gains you back that Skyborn Might. Also nice for the Scissor Swords as well, and just in general, this is probably one of the best second slots for all weapons. And lastly, Wave Combo Force or Skyborn Force. So this is your general play setup. For the uber risky setup, and at the time of this recording, I haven't found everything yet, so there might be better ones, but you want to switch the first one to Vitality Ferocity, and switch the second one to the Obliteration Might, or Backstab Regeneration, for life. But don't bother with Obliteration Might if you're facing a non-humanoid enemy. You barely get obliterations because you can't abuse the back attacks. So yeah, that is SUSANOO. Hope you guys enjoy the build. The rest of the video will be locations of stuff, at least the things that I have footage of. If I'm missing anything, you're gonna have to look it up manually, but I want to get this video out to you guys as fast as possible. Anyways, make sure to like the video for the algorithm, please. Next build will be a magic build, which will be nearly as OP, probably most of the same thing, but maybe more. Who knows? I have to test. But again, Giga Tips videos soon, probably on Sunday or Monday. So like, comment, subscribe for more Wuchang epicness.